You can love someone and still feel trapped by the way they love you back. Not because they are shouting or threatening you. Not because they are obviously cruel. Sometimes it is much quieter than that. The heavy silence when you set a boundary. The long sigh when you say you need space. The sentence that lands like a weight. After everything I've done for you. And just like that, love starts to feel less like connection and more like something you owe. This is Social Behaviour Explained. Every Saturday, we name one invisible pattern running underneath the surface of how people connect, withdraw, and show up for each other. Today, guilty love, not manipulation, not deliberate cruelty, the kind of love that slowly turns into a debt. You feel responsible for repaying with your time, your energy, your silence, and your willingness to put their comfort before your own truth. Stay with this one. Here is what makes this pattern so hard to name. It does not feel like a problem. It feels like loyalty. It feels like being a good person who takes love seriously. And the relationships that feel lighter, the ones without the constant emotional weight, without having to manage someone else's mood, can start to feel less real, less meaningful, like you are not being asked for enough. That confusion sits at the center of guilty love. And let us be clear, this is not the same as someone guilt-tripping you on purpose. Guilt-tripping is something someone does to you. Guilty love is something you learned to feel. One is a tactic. The other is a pattern you absorbed long before you knew what was happening. On Social Behaviour Explained, we call this the emotional debt. The quiet belief that someone's love, sacrifice, or pain has become something you must keep repaying, even if it costs you pieces of yourself. Over time, this debt does not stay in one relationship. It becomes a template. You start anticipating disappointment before it even arrives. You hear the sigh before they make a sound. You imagine the hurt look on their face. And so without anyone asking, you adjust. You cancel your plans. You soften what you were going to say. You say it is fine, when something inside you is not fine at all. You abandon your own choice before anyone has even had the chance to push back. On Social Behaviour Explained, we call this the pre-guilt obedience. Surrendering your decision before the guilt has even had time to show up, because the anticipation of their disappointment has become louder than your own needs. Here is where the deepest damage happens, not in the moments of visible guilt, in what quietly moves in and stays. Their disappointment starts living inside you. Their reactions start living inside you. Even when they are not around, you still feel watched. Even when they have not said anything, you still feel accused. Even when you are free, you still feel like you need permission. And slowly, you begin to distrust any relationship that does not carry this weight. The connection that feels easy starts to feel suspicious. The love that does not cost you something starts to feel like it might not be real. The relationship that asks nothing of your peace starts to feel like it lacks depth. Because easy has never been part of what love felt like. And the absence of guilt reads as the absence of meaning. On Social Behaviour Explained, we call this the loyalty trap. The belief that if you truly love someone, you are supposed to keep choosing their comfort over your own truth. And that love without guilt must mean you are not committed enough. And the loyalty trap is not always set by cruel people. The people who create this pattern often love you. They may have sacrificed for you. They may genuinely believe they are only asking for closeness. But love does not become healthy just because it is sincere. Real love does not require you to disappear in order to prove it exists. So what do you do with all of this? Not by becoming cold, not by cutting everyone off, just by starting to separate two things that have been tangled for a long time. Care says, I love you and I have limits. Compliance says, I will abandon my limits so you do not feel disappointed. Those are not the same. You can be grateful without becoming emotionally owned. You can love someone without turning your life into a repayment plan. You can honor someone without obeying every expectation. And the next time guilt shows up, pause. Ask yourself one honest question. Am I choosing this from love? Or am I choosing this because I am afraid of what their sadness will cost me? That question matters, because sometimes guilt sounds like responsibility, when it is actually fear wearing the voice of conscience. And when you start choosing differently, some people may say you have changed. They may say you have become selfish. But sometimes you have changed only means you no longer obey guilt the way you used to. That is not betrayal. That is the pattern finally becoming visible. The emotional debt, the pre-guilt obedience, the loyalty trap. 3 patterns that taught you caring meant owing, and that choosing yourself meant hurting someone who loved you. A pattern you can't see runs you. A pattern you can see, you can work with. Every Saturday, we name one pattern. Subscribe, so you don't miss the one that changes something. Drop in the comments, where have you felt guilty for simply choosing yourself? I read every one. I'll see you Saturday.